All right, we got a news story right here. Bills aimed at reducing gun violence will be introduced by the governor next week. One of the people speaking at next week's announcement will be Kiana Pickett, whose husband Devonna Pickett Jr. was shot and killed earlier this year in Seattle Central District. I remember that. I remember that story. They opened up their own business, Central District, and he was shot and killed. For what reason? Yeah, it was senseless. He was just a wrong place, wrong time kind of place as well. Anyway, let's get to the story.
Multiple shootings have been reported in Seattle, Tukwila, and Everett. Lawmakers say they want to reduce that spike in violence. Next week, Governor Jay Inslee and Attorney General Bob Ferguson will roll out a new plan to do just that. Now, one of the people speaking at next week's announcement will be Kiana Pickett.
Yeah, her husband, Devon, was shot and killed earlier this year in Seattle's Central District. She's now saying that gun violence needs to be addressed.
What kind of envelope would you like?
There's a sense of familiarity as the postman is once again open for business.
Your cheapest option is priority mail.
But coming back and running the family business has been painful for Kiana Pickett.
It's hard to be in here for me. You know, I seen him get murdered in front of the store. Spiritually, I feel him here. I wouldn't want to leave or run away because I feel like laid his life down for purpose.
She lost her partner, her best friend, her children's father. Devon was killed in a shooting back in October. He was considered a pillar in the Central District, a loss she and her loved ones are still grieving.
I feel like Devon just larger than life.
Kiana will be sharing the tragic details of his death while Governor Jay Inslee and AG Bob Ferguson introduce a group of bills for the 2023 legislative session. They're aimed at reducing gun violence. Some key points include restricting access to semi-automatic assault weapons, requiring a permit to purchase firearms, restoring local authority, investing in community-based programs and education, and addressing inequitable and biased policing. Issues the Alliance for Gun Responsibility says need to be addressed and fast.
Unfortunately, yeah, my husband was killed by a gun. It's not necessarily the guns that are in the bills. How do these bills work for people who don't want to give up their guns? How do we educate on that? That's what I'm more interested in. Because, like, Devon, he didn't see it coming. It was literally behind him. It's literally those moments that no one's prepared for, to be like, we didn't say you can have a gun to do this thing, and so that's my question. Like, how do we prevent that from happening?
Kiana firmly believes gun violence is something that can be addressed. Her husband believed in the right to bear arms. Devon was carrying the night he was gunned down, but didn't have the time to react. She says his next step was safety and education about responsible gun ownership, especially around children. Now her hope is opening up the discussion to what impacts a person beforehand, including mental health and domestic violence.
It's not a single issue. It has more to do with our domestics, our families, our communities. Why are we having these incidents that happen?
Governor Inslee and the Attorney General will be hosting a press conference outlining those proposed bills. That's coming Monday at 10 a.m.
You know, I think it's time we do have like a restriction. I'm not sitting there saying maybe it's time to ban. I've said it before, but like AR-15s. But I say it's time to have a huge restriction. Here's one thing I'm going to say before I get out of here. I think anybody who has a conviction or a charge, like a felony or having a gun violence, should not be possessed of a gun. Or if they try to go buy a gun, they should be denied. And pukes like Philemon. If you want to sit here and say I'm crazy out of my mind, fuck you. I don't care. Philemon's talking about, he's bitching about, they want street regulation. Well, it's about fucking time. Too many people dying out there. Wake the fuck up. But if you want to say it's all fake, you know what? Again, fuck you, Philemon. With that said, I'm out of here. My chop. Peace out.